Never, ever, ever, for every Marth watching, do double. Hello, Dro.
Hello.
Alright, it's Marth versus Sheik. Good luck. I guess that's a flaw with this format, huh? You know, the gods want you to lose to Sheik today. Okay, so, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so two things is don't get hit by Sheik's airborne aerials for free. And so the second thing I want you to do is that every time you're like nearby Sheik, where like you're within dash attack range, I just want you to hold down.
Yeah.
I want you to hold down and see what happens.
Yeah.
And when you get hit by needles, immediately move. You're not actually stunned for that long, but you're right now you're timing it a little bit too soon. So you could take the needles, kind of like Falco lasers, and just move out of
Yeah.
it. Dash Dance grabbed the spare from side platform, for example. Yeah, that's an example where if you held down versus their F tilt, you would have gone like a pretty big reversal. Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, I got an up air there. Yeah, I could have done some stuff there. But you're good. Ooh, missed pivot grab. Yeah, that's an example of where like you could have held down again. Ooh, nice. 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 Down smash. No. Happens. So, you're doing good, all things considered. There's just little things that are tripping you up. But overall, you're doing fine. Oh no.
oh
It's all good. Nice. I love how you didn't get hit for free there. Okay. So, overall, I do think you implemented what I said pretty good. It's just that now it's like all about the little things. So why don't you send me the Slippy file of your latest game and we could dissect a bit deeper. Hey guys, if you guys are struggling with your Slippy ranked games, I've got just the thing for you. Head on over for my Patreon where even the $5 tier has so much resources for improvement. If you're really looking to take your gameplay to the next level, I got some coaching on my Patreon and my Metafy, so check me out in the link below. Anyways, let's get back to the video. So, you might be asking, like, what if they grab when you hold down, and that's kind of like the mix-up? Or first of all, below 20, like, if you hold down, they grab you, it's honestly not that bad, because, like, Sheik doesn't really have, like, super deadly follow-ups below, like, 15%. So like holding down is just like good defensive value for you. And secondly, it's also like pretty big commitment on her end to just like run up grab. That makes it very easy to manipulate her with like just a typical dash dance game. So like holding down kind of just covers a lot to begin with, but also like when she starts grabbing, that's where like your movement becomes better. Just to answer like some of chat's questions like, oh, what if they grab though?
Like, I had a question. Like, um, what I'm struggling with is when like I dash dance and they just like overshoot grab. So
Mm-hmm.
should I like whiff dash back and down tilt something like that, or I don't know what to do in like cross like just dash in towards them? I'm always confused. Like I get thrown
Yeah,
off.
if they overshoot, so there's like layers to that overshoot, right? Depends on like how far they overshoot because there's certain overshoots where like, you know, if you enter a run state, it gets pretty obvious to know what they want. So sometimes you could just pivot grab in place when they run for too long. Sometimes like you're gonna have to cross up, you're gonna have to crouch cancel. And we're gonna see in this VOD like what you could have done better. So do you see that I showed you a screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here was like the thing here is that the moment I told you to not get hit for free by like you know falling aerials, um, that's the good first step. But the second step here is like if they full up over you, this is the time to up tilt, not to dash
Mm-hmm.
back. Because like up tilt will cover both like falling aerial and needles. So like this was like just frankly an incorrect thing that you did. Like because like the Sheik is already committing to being in full out for some reason. Like you're not doing anything else out of this down tilt. You just see that oh they're just above me for some reason. So I'm just gonna up tilt here. So then you could both cover aerial and needle, right?
Yeah.
But there's also the second layer of this too. Is that like okay you're gonna make mistakes like this every now and then where like they hit you with a needle. They're not that much of a frame advantage. Like if say you dash back instead of like trying to jab because you did try to attack out of this, um, generally speaking, Marth's moves aren't that fast. Compared to dash back. Dash back is almost always faster. And did you know that Marth's dash back is his legs are literally ungrabbable?
Mm.
Like you literally can't grab Marth's dash back. His legs at least. You could overshoot extra to catch his body, but his limbs are literally intangible to grab. So that's why, like, even if you get needled in this spot, you have an extra chance to just dash back. And like Zane, for example, would use the little pixels right here at the edge to escape and not get
Yeah.
grabbed, even if you were to make that mistake. So those are some layers to understand every time like you find yourself in this spot. If you get hit by like 1 to 2 needles, just freaking dash, dude. You can't see the mouse cursor. I don't know. It's not letting me. But, I mean, you know what I mean by the edge of the stage. Again, we're seeing the issues here of how you're getting owned by needles. It's like, you're just shielding for no reason. And then, what's even more bad was like, how you responded taking the needle was like, I don't think you tried to move at all. And also, like, they're not doing the lowest needle, where it's like, the lower the needle, obviously, the better it is for them. But the thing here is that you needed to dash rather than, like, do absolutely nothing. I think you dashed too soon.
Turn around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Typically, when you turn around, I think you dash too soon. So, like, actually, like, taking the time to learn the dash timings of taking needle, similar to taking laser, yeah, is, like, actually very well worth doing. Because the last thing you want to do is give Sheik free grabs. That's, like, how you could just lose against Sheik. If I were to make a how to lose a Sheik tutorial, I would say, like, just take the needle like a good boy and then get grabbed. These are examples, by the way, is that you're already in scrap. The reason why I told you to hold down is because, like, you counterpick Yoshis, and the thing about Yoshis is that since it's a small stage, scraps are just gonna be forced regardless. Like, Sheik effective range is like right. It's like her instant range is right here, but then she could also overshoot just a little bit. It's like the hardest type of overshoot to deal with are the ones that go just a little bit because you can't react to their run. So, just naturally, you have to assume that this is almost a scrap range. I was about to suggest to you, by the way, that your counterpick should be FD or Stadium, just so then, like, you're not scrapping nearly as much. But when you're in this spots, like...
Yeah. I would have picked Stadium, but they banned it, and then I didn't want to pick FD.
I wish you picked FD, just so then
Yeah,
I could illustrate that, like, being these scrap ranges, like, really Marth's best tool to deal with scraps is crouch cancel. And then, like, mixing up dashes. But I think you kind of have it the other way right now, where, like, you're just dash dancing first. And this is definitely a scrap. Like, you could argue the position before is like, okay, well, like, you could dash back here, like, all the way at the edge, but again, it's, like, uncomfortable, and a lot of Sheiks do tend to overshoot here, like you see here. But now this is definitely a scrap. There's no excuse to hold down here. If you hold down here, a lot of Sheiks will either tend to dash attack or they're gonna F tilt. And with your slight frame advantage, crouch cancel beats like 90% of Sheik's options here. So I that's why I really encourage you to crouch cancel more. Whenever you find yourself in uncomfortable scraps like this, where Sheik is not in the air, holding down is like high key broken. When you are out of crouch cancel range, you have to kind of accommodate with shield and like kind of learn the timing out of shield. Don't overuse it too much, and it is a worse tool overall, but that is sometimes what you have to do once you're like above like 80, above 70, I want to say. But yeah, getting hit by those dash attacks does not feel good. And that's why crouch canceling here is so powerful. And here, I don't know how I feel about this fair, because like at 10, like if he was like at like 30, I would like it more. I think here it's probably better to Nair, because Nair typically isn't good air to ground, but if they don't have like a bottom hitbox coming out, then it's actually a fine move. Like Nair loses to like really good direct down hit, like bottom hitboxes like Falco Stomp. Sorry, Falcon Stomp, Falco Dare. But Sheik's Needles and Sheik's Dare not coming out immediately, if you just Nair here, it's actually really good and it knocks down. Rather than reactively fairing here. So that's what I meant, by the way, that like I thought you actually implemented a lot of the things I said well. Now it's all about the little things. It's about the little precision stuff that I couldn't tell you in the moment because frankly it's just too much. Yeah. But I'm telling you this now. So then you know in the future.
Shaking, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And CC, I don't know why my brain thinks like if I'm facing like the other way, it's bad because like, but I always forget that when I get hit, it turns me around anyway. I don't know why I like don't want to CC when I'm facing away from the opponent.
Yeah. And also like just seeing in scraps like this, you try to do a falling fair, and I think you immediately try to down tilt. I want you to exit out of that mode. Yeah, like a lot of Marths at this level, for some reason, they really want to fight out of scraps. But if I were to teach you frame data fundamentals, you would quickly know why that's just incorrect to do. Like, because so many people are going to shield grab in this spot, and it's not like Marth has a shine that allows him to be aggro. Like, down tilt comes out frame 7, and whenever you're at a frame disadvantage from doing a falling fair that wasn't the lowest fair possible, yeah, you can. The only world where you could do a down tilt that will win is like if you're like +1, maybe +1, which is like not like there's not a lot of scenarios where Marth has that frame advantage, so you have to dash back here. You have to crouch cancel here. You have to essentially not attack here. But because you try to attack here, where you crouch for a couple frames, that got you shield grab for free.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure even if I hit that down tilt, I would get like punished for it.
Yes, and there's also like that unfortunate fact that even in the world where you have that perfect frame data to be aggressive, fucking Sheik could actually just hold crouch cancel against that, run up, grab you. Like, I bet you that you do this against Jmook, he will own you so hard for that, because it's like not even a space down tilt.
I get punished like all the time for it. It's a bad habit.
Yeah. So you can't be aggressive in scraps like these, and by aggressive I mean you can't like attack. So that's another important fundamental to know whenever you're trying to fight against Sheik. I love how you didn't get hit for free after I told you this. Now you need to know the actual spacing. So the first step is not getting reversal for free. I think that's a very important first step that nobody really says. But of course, the second step is actually knowing the spacing of like runoff fair. It doesn't go as far as you think. Like, it's not like Sheik has this. Like, Sheik's range is long, but it's not a sword. Like, I feel like this is a spacing more against like Marth's runoff fair. but not Sheik's run out fair. It's a little bit it's not as big as you think. And because you dash so far away, like those micro spacing, that matters here. If you spaced correctly, you would have gone a grab. Again, it's the little things that really matters. Also, one really big thing, if you somehow land a down tilt, do not ever do a second down tilt for 2 reasons. One, if they crouch cancel the first down tilt and they run up grab you perfectly, the second down tilt will not come out in time and they CC grab you. Secondly, you're not even getting that much. Like, this is a world where they didn't even crouch cancel right, and then they just repositioned, and it's like, oh, I'm just gonna own you now. Like, this was a world where, like, they didn't even properly punish your non-tipper down tilt, and they still reversaled you. Never, ever, ever, for every Marth watching, do double down tilt whenever you hit the first down tilt. Because, like, even if you hit the second down tilt, what is that getting you? It's getting you, like, a couple percent, I guess. And then, like, it's giving them more opportunities for them to reversal you. It's, like, actually, like, one of the worst things that you could possibly do. There's one scenario I think double down tilt is good, and that's if they're, like, at, like, fucking 200%. Right? Then it's like, okay, maybe. I could see it. But even then, I'm not necessarily sold on that. What I think you should be doing is down tilt, immediate nair, or down tilt dash back. And if this was a case where you down tilt dash back, you would have punished this dash attack. So, do you understand that position?
Yeah. Do your nairs are just like just no fast falls nair, or like do you like fast fall to like hit the second hit like low?
You want it to be, I guess it kind of depends, honestly, but like typically it should be AC fastball. But I guess there might be cases where you want to do a low nair, which would be like a little bit more delayed. But they're all better than doing double down tilt, which is like so bad. It literally got you killed, actually.
The risk is pretty high and the reward is like none.
Yeah, like double down tilt is the definition of high risk, low reward. That for some reason Marths love to spam. They like trick themselves into thinking that it's low risk, low reward, but it's actually high risk, low reward. And you saw it here. I literally told you like the best case scenario of landing a double down tilt. It's like, okay, you get like 8%, maybe, and then it's like, what happened instead was not only did you not get the 8%, you got killed for it. I would have loved to see a wave dash up tilt. I think that would have gone you a lot more. And yeah, this is like an example of like, so like there's like the aerial spacing that you don't understand yet. There's also like the ledge dash spacing that you don't appear to understand yet. So it's like, knowing the inherent ranges is like an important baseline. I would have considered up throw there instead of like any time that like they slide out to ledge, I would have considered up throw here because like a lot of Sheiks, it's like if they double jump, then you have a pretty good juggle position, and if they don't double jump, you get a free up air fair. So like I would consider up air a little bit more here. But yeah, you don't respect ledge dash at all. And yeah, and then you got hit for free, which is really bad. I love that there, but then like you should have like at least rolled on stage and then like run up B, because like the slant of Yoshi's, like the one good thing about Yoshi's is that it's infinitely easier to kill Sheik here because she can't ops attack. Did you know that?
Oh no, I did not know that.
So like if you rolled and then you ran up B, that would have covered like pretty much everything.
I was looking at Randall the whole time and I could not like go up on stage.
So here's like a funny secret. It's literally impossible for Sheik to land on Randall. Like,
yeah, at this point it's really hard, yeah.
Well, it's also like the real reason why it's so hard for Sheik to land on Randall is because her drift is so horrendously bad that like it's actually a lot harder than it looks for Sheik to land on Randall. Like she can't poof here because she's just gonna go past Randall. And she like up B's at like a very precise angle while Randall's moving. It's like if Randall was here, maybe, but like when they're moving here, it's actually like when they're moving more sideways, it's a lot harder than it looks. I think Spark can confirm that. I've never seen Spark land on
Yeah, I
Randall.
did not think about that. Yeah.
There, you finally respected the spacing.
I should have decided eat there probably. No. I thought I needed. I thought.
Yeah, so
hit
one
the
thing
needles.
that I think is a no-brainer, every time you think that the Sheik could even possibly double jump Needle, why not just like put out a shield first and then wave dash to the edge? Because like, there's no other reason to grab the ledge as soon as possible, right? So like just shield and then grab the ledge anytime that they have a needle charge when they're like this far away. But also you could have side B grabbed the ledge.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He messed up his ledge dash. Could have F tilted you on time.
Yeah.
There, like, this is an example, by the way, where like Sheik overshooting is actually non-issue because like you both are so far away, and then like you could have already pivot grabbed here because he's already committing to run. Also, double dash back is acceptable, but the problem is that you didn't let your second dash back stall. You cut it off a little bit too soon, and that also messed up your pivot grab. Though I think if you pivot grabbed, you probably would have gotten it. But I encourage that if you've seen my Kodo tip video about letting the power of Marth's long dash back, where if you let your dash back stall, it has the furthest range. So it's like, you dealt with this fine, but the execution wasn't there. Also, if you held down, by the way, when you whiffed your pivot grab, you would have gone a reversal. Should have nared, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I love seeing that. And then, like, I would have considered ledge dash on stage, tipper forward smash, but like if you're gonna aerial from ledge, I would have liked to see an up air because like an up air could have like comboed to some stuff at this percent. I love that you didn't get hit for free. Yeah, this is like every time Sheik like recovers on stage like this, you almost always want to space a tipper down smash here, and that would lead to a kill, but didn't get the spacing. Yeah, it's scary. I think the moment that like he didn't like wall jump and like you went back on stage, you should have like given up and like claim center, but now you put yourself in a weird spot. Yeah, that didn't really accomplish anything, sadly. And then I think pretty much like we pretty much talked about like the major points. My question to you is like, what did you get out of this analysis?
The dash back after down tilt and like out of scrap if I land instead of doing a down tilt, just dash back.
Yeah.
Holding down more when
holding down specifically in scrap situations.
In scraps when I whiff something or when I'm close. Even the dash back thing, the like dash dance. Then you said you let your dash stall.
When you like let your dash back stall,
length.
that gives you the max possible length.
Yeah, I'll put those things in my.
Yeah, and like some specifics about like the precise range of Sheik's run out fair.
Yeah, the
when
ranges.
Sheik is like above you, you up tilt or you nair it. And some edge guard quirks. Like I know we talked about like broad things I think will help you, but also reviewing like the specific things that like you ended up dropping.
Needles.
Yeah.
I think out of needles.
Yeah, like dashing out of needles, all of that. Like because you didn't know, even though I gave you like the correct broad advice, you didn't know like the specific timings, and that still ended up getting you grabbed. That's like arguably more important to understand. So I mean, we're just gonna see like what just happens. You got hit by bear for free, and then that put you to like an uncomfortable spot, and then Randall fucked you. you try to fight out of a scrap. I just want to point that out, that you try to fight
Wait.
there. Like when you landed a fair, like this should have
Yeah.
been like this is actually the Zane classic where if you like look up any VOD of Zane versus he does it most versus Plup because Plup is so down to like fight out of scraps. Whenever he lands this type of fair, he crouches. Cause he crouches because he knows that he's at like he can't
Yeah.
really fight out of this, and when he crouches, he can he could CC grab this forward tip.
Yep. Yep. I
Yes.
thought I could grab it, but then the needles like made it worse as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah.
With the lag.
Yeah.
So I
Instead, you
figured,
tried to
yeah.
down tilt, I'm pretty sure, and that's why you didn't CC this.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, yeah, this is an indication that you only did ESCI down because you were in the middle of a move animation. I'm, like, 90% sure you tried to down tilt.
Yeah, probably.
So, I want, include, not just you, but everyone in chat to look up, like, Zane versus any Sheik in general. You notice that, like, Zane will fair hold down, specifically against this. For all the reasons I listed, that you can't fight Sheik out of a scrap. You have to make use of the quickest move you have, which is generally going to be crouch cancel, shield and high percents, or dash back. And this is a prime example why if you try to fight out of this will happen a lot. And then you guessed right with run up grab, and then you full hop, which is putting you in very uncomfortable situations. And then you messed up there.
Again.
Yeah, again, it's like the specific stuff actually really matters. So, yeah, don't try to fight in scraps against such, like, you only want to fight against Sheik when she gives you, like, a lot of respect. That's, like, the one condition where, okay, maybe it's okay to fight, only if she gives you respect. I wouldn't fight against this Sheik very much, because I saw in the beginning of the first game where, like, oh, all the Sheik's gonna try to do is to try to find angles to attack. You don't need to fight against Sheik when she's already trying to fight you. So, yeah, any other questions?
No, I think I have a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope this was helpful for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll see you around.